Assalamualaikum and good morning to my fellow friends. Today, my group will discuss a concerning topic that has influenced teenagers in a very negative way. We will be talking about the issue of vandalism amongst teenagers. It is a social issue that has caused many problems throughout every social aspect in Malaysia. First, I would like to introduce my group members. I am Nur Amna Marja binti Hazri.
And I am Nasrin Fasya Karina binti Muhammad Hafiz.
And last but not least, I am Adam Hakimi bin Muhammad Azhar.
Nowadays, teenagers always seems to be in a depressive state of well-being. It is very worrying as we know the next generation will hold the torch of responsibility in shaping the nation. Do you agree with me, Siha and Adam?
Yes, we do agree with you, Amna.
Vandalism refers to the intentional and malicious act of damaging, defacing, or destroying public or private property without the owner's consent. This can involve graffiti, breaking windows, and spray painting or any other form of destruction that results in property damage. Vandalism is generally considered a crime and is subject to legal penalties.
Yes, I do agree with you, Siha. In my opinion, I think that vandalism really ties into the personality of someone, how they act and how they were brought up. Lack of attention, in my opinion, can bring some aggressive behavior towards people and their way of thinking. Mostly teenagers and young adults who don't receive the love and attention tends to release the frustration inside of themselves by destroying everything in their sight. This is because they did not get the attention they needed, and by doing all of this destruction, it served as an escape from reality and helped them to relax.
I am completely agree with you, Adam.
Yeah.
The lack of attention can lead to someone having the ability to act in such aggressive manners.
Yes.
So peers can play an important role in influencing students in their way to controlling themselves. But some of negative influence from peers can also lead to vandalism. Peers can exert a negative influence on one another regarding vandalism in several ways. One of the reasons is because of normalization. When a peer group normalize or glamorize vandalism, it can lead others to see it as acceptable behavior. Next is because of the competition. Vandalism may become a form of competition among peers to outdo each other, increasing the likelihood to increasing the likelihood of destructive acts.
Yes.
Yes, that's right, Siha and Adam. I think peer influence is one of the issues. Teenagers always decide to choose the wrong path of choosing friends, which can affect their personalities to become a bad person. So do as mass media. The influence of mass media is one of the reasons why vandalism happens among teenagers. It is because a lot of negative elements such as bad websites and unsuitable TV shows that can tend to vandalism since it can affect teenagers' moral. Furthermore, this issue is increasing year by year because of the lack of morals among teenagers. This happens especially through social media. This is because of unhealthy influence behavior from bad influences. So, the way to avoid this problem is teenagers must protect themselves from all the negative elements which come from social media. What do you think, Adam?
I do agree with you, Amna. I think that vandalism starts from a family institution. So let's talk about family institution. I think vandalism often occurs from various sources in the family aspect itself. It can range from family conflict, unresolved issues, or even emotional distress. All of these are some factors that spark the nature and foundation among children to be more abusive and cannot control their feeling. Like I just stated, this will contribute toward the nation in a greater scale. Understanding and seeking professional help is crucial to address and prevent such behavior within household. Do you agree with me, Sira?
I am completely stunned by how this action of vandalism that starts from family institution can be brought to school.
Yes.
This action of vandalism is a form of rebellion towards their misjudgment and misconception towards how they were treated. They feel that they are not well respected at home. This can cause them to become more frustrated and they cannot control their emotions.
Yes.
Some of the activities that they will do are destroying the tables, rubbish bin, and scattering the classroom. Not only this bad for the school reputation, but also it can demotivate other students. To mitigate and negative influence of peers on vandalism, it is important for individuals to have a strong sense of personal values and ethics, as well as access to positive role models and alternative activities. Additionally, community and educational efforts can play a significant role in raising awareness about the negative consequences of vandalism and promoting responsible behavior among peers.
I do agree with you, Siha. I think that how teenagers act and how young adults act is a way of rebellion and demonstrating their anger toward the society. I think that is one of the main contributors toward vandalism in school. How about you, Abna?
Yes, I agree with you, Adam and Siha. I think that vandalism is a concern in many nations around the world, and its prevalence and severity can vary widely. Vandalism typically involves acts of deliberate destruction or defacement of public or private property. And it can take many forms, including graffiti, property damage, and more. The extent of vandalism in a nation depends on various factors, including social, economic, and cultural influences.
Yeah, I am agree with you, Amna. Vandalism and unfortunate and pervasive problem in society involve the intentional destruction or defacement of property without permission. This behavior can manifest in various forms, including graffiti, property damage, and other acts of deliberate destruction. Vandalism not only has detrimental consequences for individuals and communities, but also poses significant challenges for law enforcement and the preservation of public spaces. One of the impacts that I have listed just now about the vandalism is graffiti. Graffiti represents one of the most visible forms of vandalism. Unauthorized spray-painted images and words on public and private property, often leading to expensive cleanup efforts. Government and municipalities bear the financial burden of graffiti removal and clean up. This includes the cost of repainting, power washing, or using specialized cleaning service. Other than that, it will also decrease the property values. Areas with widespread graffiti can experience reduction in property values, which affects the tax base and revenue for local governments. So for the second one is impact. For the second one is property damage. This includes acts like smashing windows, breaking fences, or damaging vehicles. Such actions result in financial burdens on property owners and insurance companies. Frequent vandalism can erode the sense of community pride and ownership, making residents feel less connected to their neighborhoods. Next, the property owners and residents may experience emotional distress, anxiety, and feelings of violation due to vandalism. And the last one for my idea is defacement of public property. Public spaces are often targeted with park benches, and monuments being scratched or otherwise defaced. Vandalism can have a negative impact on the aesthetic and functionality of public spaces, resulting in financial costs and diminished quality of life for the community. The cost of restoration falls on taxpayers and local governments. Preventing vandalism and addressing defacement of public property is crucial for maintaining the appearance and functionality of shared spaces and infrastructure. So what do you think, Amna?
Yes, Siha, I agree with you. And I think that vandalism is an incredibly visible crime that communicates weak surveillance and law enforcement to the community, law keepers, and criminals alike. Thus, vandalism indirectly causes more crime in its setting. Where, and I would like to emphasize on what Siha just said, which is financial burden. I think that vandalism can cause significant financial burden to the community on local government and taxpayers, as it requires to repair and replacement of damaged infrastructure, which the cost of repairing vandalized infrastructure can be significant, and this can burden the community. This can result in increased tax or reduced service to the community, such as less money being allocated to other important community service such as public health and safety. Other than that, when community infrastructure is vandalized, people may feel unsafe walking through certain areas, which can lead to social isolation. This can then lead to further vandalism, as there are few people around to act as eyewitnesses to prevent the vandals. So it can be a precursor to more serious crimes such as burglary or theft, since building, park and other public spaces that have been vandalized may appear neglected and hazardous, causing locals to avoid them. This can lead to less social interaction, less exercise, and other negative consequences for public health. Not only that, from what Siha have mentioned, vandalism can also reduce property values and negatively impact the economic vibrancy of a community. When building, parks, and other public infrastructure are damaged, it can significantly reduce their appeal to potential buyers or renters. Over time, this can lead to a decrease in property values across the entire community. How about you, Adam?
I do agree on what you just stated, Amna. I want to talk about some impact that caused by vandalism. The first one is from what you have stated, economic impact. So I do think that vandalism, one of the main factor, caused by the low income individual, not really low income individual, low income society where crime is being normalized. So vandalism is a form of rebellion, like Siha just stated, and also a way to express themselves that they want to rebel toward the society that treated them not very good, not fair. And I do think that it sparked a fear inside a community, as it acts of vandalism can create climate or fear among residents, diminishing their sense of safety and well-being through their own communities. Next, I think that one of the major impact is that we are burdening the government when the act of vandalism is normalized. If we see through big city or in big town, the act of vandalism is normalized in a way of spraying the wall, or even destroying public item, or such as that chairs at the park. There are a lot of things that were being destroyed. Secondly, I want to talk about negative psychological effect. People who do vandalism or people who perform this atrocious act, they tend to have this mental problem, not really mental problem, a problem inside of themselves that they don't want to speak out. So by doing all of this, like I just say, it a way out, it is a way out, and but it is bad for them because they continue to be more and more uncaring and more and more sad and more
Frustrated.
frustrated, and by doing all of this, they can cause many harm to the society and our nation. Lastly, I want to talk about educational consequences. School and educational system will just fall down because at school, if people normalize vandalism, such as student normalizing destroying things at the toilet, classroom, at the mosque, and so on, they will know there is no establishment of rules. There will no system. There is no system that can help the student to become a better person. So they just will rebel and bully people, and this will result in many things that we don't want to face, such as when students doesn't deserve the attention they needed and uh, were left behind, they tend to do more bad things, start from vandalism and then go to smoking, or even now fighting their own teachers probably. So it is also, even if it's in school, if outside of school, let's talk about tourism. Let's say if our country is full of this vandalized thing, no one will come to our country. I think because when our country look very bad. Everywhere tourists come and go, they see, oh, on the wall and at the park or something, everything got destroyed. They will not be interested, and they will think that, oh, Malaysia is a country that is so low class, is a third world country, so I don't want to really spend my time here. And secondly, I do think that by this act of vandalism, it ruined our country heritage and our perception, the outside perception towards our country. Next, I want to touch on factors. So I want to talk about some of the factors that may cause vandalism. The first one being the lack of positive role models. An absence of positive role models or mentor in person life can contribute to the lack of guidance. Like if you don't have someone that can teach you, and a preacher, a mother or father, a friend that can guide you, you will do vandalism because you doesn't have anything or anyone to talk to. So
You didn't have someone to rely on.
yes, you didn't have anyone to rely on. Education also. If people doesn't have the proper education, like I just stated, they will tend to be more aggressive and will fight the system that will tend to them. So next one is community disintegration. So what is community disintegration? Is that the lower class people are being judged because they were lower class by the higher people, and that is what caused this rebellious act to happen, thus creating a form of uh, form of rebellion by doing all of this bad thing. So I want to touch on lastly about substance abuse. So substance abuse is when teenagers, mostly teenagers, take drugs or alcohol to release themselves from this frustration. So when they do this, it is an escape also. They take drugs like people take drugs to ease out their way of thinking. They do not think at that time, so they do bad thing. One of them is vandalism, but also that's the peak. I think if you take alcohol and drug, that is the peak of your problem lah. Problem. If I'm sorry, that's the peak of your problem. Once you take alcohol, that's the peak one. Yeah. So you guys want to touch on anything about probably youth program that we can do or anything?
So I would like to touch about the youth programs and education.
Yes.
We can invest in educational programs and extracurricular activities for young people by providing them with positive outlets for self-expressions,
Yes.
skill development, and personal growth. Mentorship programs can also offer guidance and positive role models, like Adam just said just now. So, Amna, do you have anything to add?
Sure. Other than that, the employment opportunities should be given to the youth
Yes.
by developing job training programs and create employment opportunities, especially for youth. Meaningful employment can instill a sense of purpose and reduce the likelihood of engaging in destructive behaviors.
I do agree with you, Amna. So I think, in my opinion, social service or mental health program is something that is also good to help prevent vandalism from happening. We must strengthen our mental health and the mental health of the society in order to serve and support the system to address the underlying issues that may contribute to this destructive behavior of destroying everything. So by doing this early intervention and counseling, we can be helpful and we can eliminate all of these dangerous acts. So for the next one, I think by doing a community policing and safety, by establishing a law, we can involve law enforcement or such as police and the government to collaborate with the resident, such as at a park or a neighborhood where police would often came and would just
Patrolling.
patrolling every now and then, seeing all these teenagers and youth to avoid vandalism from happening and maybe give them lecture if they got caught. Next one is urban planning and maintenance, which is something that we should do. Do you want to touch on that? See how Amna?
So I would like to touch on that. Urban
Yes.
planning and maintenance is about improve the design and maintenance of public spaces,
Yes.
making them more attractive and well maintained.
Yes.
Well lit areas with clear visibility and discourage vandalism.
Yes.
Yeah, so do you have anything to add about my idea, Adam?
Yes, I do think in this not very lit area, there are gang member who will do vandalism, and by we improve the infrastructure at certain places, this activity of spraying the wall and destroying everything will be reduced, and the gang involvement toward one places will also be eliminated in a greater scale. We must start from places like the places like village and go to town and then bigger city. Next one is making a campaign or public awareness campaign to highlight the negative effect or consequences of vandalism. It is a crucial part in everyone to spread awareness, not only in social media, in campaign, but also in every aspect of giving messages. So, what do you want to touch on that? Amna, probably.
Um,
Maybe about technology. You want to talk about technology?
for me,
Yes,
technology and surveillance should be um, should be
Should be
should be
normalized inside the society.
should be normalized in a society,
Yes.
so that such as surveillance cameras to monitor vulnerable areas and
Yes.
deter potential vandals, so that people will be afraid to do vandalism.
Yes.
Since technology can aid in identifying and prosecuting those responsible for acts of vandalism.
So I can conclude that combating vandalism and associated social issues require a holistic approach or view in order for us to address the issues, and empowering communities so that we can provide a alternative for individual or society that is at risk. So what do you think, Sia?
So I would like to add more about
Yes.
this, which is preventing vandalism in society requires a combination of strategies to deter potential vandals and create a sense of responsibility and respect for public and private property.
Yes.
Other than what Adam have mentioned, here are some solutions to prevent vandalism. The first one is positive alternative. We can provide recreation activities and program for youth as alternative to destructive behavior. Um, by providing positive alternative and recreational activities for youth is an effective way to deter them from engaging in destructive behavior like vandalism. Here are some ideas, which is a sports program.
Yes.
Community institutions can organize sports leagues or teams for various age groups, offering opportunities for physical activity, teamwork, and skill development.
Yes.
And the second one is art project. Do you guys have anything to add about the art project?
Yes, I would like to add. I think that art projects in school will encourage and support public initiatives such as murals to discourage vandalism and promote creativity.
Yes.
Since art project can improve the aesthetic of public spaces, making them more visually appealing and less likely to be vandalized. Art projects, whether they involve murals, sculptures, or other form of public art, can be powerful tool for preventing vandalism and enhancing the overall well-being of a community.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I think I want to add on about gravity removal because a gravity removal program should be established among the government because it is a something that should be implementing because it can be an effective solution. By doing all of this using tools such as water sprayer and all of that, and probably helping to clean some park or even in places such as our IPG, if we see some like vandalized things such as garbage bin or something, we should help by just help to clean all of that up. We should do a campaign in our IPG also, not just outside of our IPG. So by implementing, so what do you think, Shia, by implementing all of this?
Okay, to sum up, by implementing of combination of these solutions, communities can work together to prevent
Yes.
vandalism and create a safer and more vibrant environment for everyone.
Yes.
I want to add more for the solutions. I think that the authorities should enforce the rules and impose fines on vandalism offenders. This is because all the space for teenagers has been given and wrong things are still wrong. By tightening the law, teenagers will be afraid to do vandalism because it will leave a bad impression on them and also their family name. Offenders can be categorized as juvenile offenders where they commit crimes under the age of 18. Will be called with the title. This situation will not only give them a bad stigma, but it will also affect their work later. So the government should not be lukewarm in punishing those who are guilty. As a result, teenagers do not have the courage to do vandalism activities, and then they will be able to crack down on individuals who throw stones and then hide their hands. Other than that, the next step is to overcome vandalism is everyone should act as an eye to the authorities or the school in order to catch those who do wrong. Because we need strong evidence and witnesses are one way to confirm the behavior. For example, if you are passing by an area and you see vandalism, you should report it to the authorities or teachers if it happened in school because this behavior is wrong and only brings harm. Because after reporting the vandalism that occurred, the authorities or teachers should use caution in arresting the offenders because they are teenagers who are a year old. We as an adult, the teacher or the authority should show that release anger or arrest the offenders does not necessarily use force. On the other hand, with proper communication and understanding of the offender's situation. Strictly speaking, all members of the community need to work together in reporting vandalism activities to the authorities so that the problem can be curbed.
Yes.
How about you, Adam?
I think in addition to that is that the step that can be taken to overcome vandalism among teenagers, like you just stated, is to provide a special space for them to create or do useful activities, such as you say, do sculpting, and then do murals and so on. So most of the perpetrator of vandalism do these activities in their spare time, so they do not have what a job to do. And then it is a very concerning for government to ensure that the youth of this country become a useful generation, as they hold the responsibility for the next for the next upcoming nation. So for example, a free and well-maintained sport, like Siha just mentioned, can provide a easy access to teenagers to fill their free time. They can play football, badminton, rugby, and so on. A lot of sport they can play. So among those who have a good creativity, they also can do arts. They can do,
True.
they can do arts. They can write a poem and so on. So it will not only bring profit to themselves, but also to the local creative industry. It will help our
Enhance their skills.
enhance their skill and help creativity among themselves to bloom more and more. So it is the effort
Yeah.
for them to become better, stop vandalism, and help them with their skills. Yes. So we just touched about factors, we just touched on impacts, and we also touched about solution. So now how about we talk about some perspective about vandalism. So let's say if I were to be a school headmaster or something, if I see my student perform vandalism, what would I do? First of all, I think as a school headmaster, I will do a school program where I will help all of the students in conveying their problem to me. So I will ask the counselor or ask the teachers to ask them what is your problem and why are you doing all of this, and I will tell some of the wrongdoers that they should get help and they should talk to someone they trust, probably their friend, their family. Even if they don't have no one to talk to, they can come and talk to me, because I think as a school headmaster, I hold the responsibility to all of my students. So how about you, Sia? Probably in a family institution, what is the responsibility of parent or something?
So, as a parent,
Yes.
uh,
Soon.
soon, I will take care of my children mental health. Like,
Yes.
I will ask them every day what happened to them and how's their day. So maybe by that they will story to me everything about
Yeah.
what happened, and what if they feel sad, then by that I can release their sadness
Yes.
by story all of the problems to me. So by that it can also I can also teach my children to not
Destroy everything.
to not destroy everything, or
Vandalize everything.
yes, vandalize everything and have a tantrum
Yes.
because I'm not giving them attention
Yeah.
or something related to it.
So as a parent, we must help our kids or children to be
Yeah.
more open and not keep it inside of themselves.
We need to make sure that our children had enough attention from us, because
Attention serve as a comfort for them.
yes,
Yes.
comfort for them,
Yes.
because they will rely to us as a parents.
Yes.
So how
Yes.
about Amna?
As for me, I really agree that since Adam said that if he is a headmaster, then he would offer himself to hear the students' problems
Yes.
and to
Do a program.
yes, by doing programs.
And also I think counseling program.
Yeah, counseling program.
By doing by counseling programs, so the students can meet the counselors to rant their problems,
And ask for advice.
that's right. They can ask for counselor advice, since counselor is authorized. Especially in school.
Yes.
For Siha, from what Siha have said, if she as a parent, she will hear her
Children.
her children's
problems.
Children problems, so that children will feel at ease
Accepted.
and feel themselves accepted and being here, so that they won't feel pressure and being depressed or
They also won't feel left over.
yes, they won't feel left over because they get enough love from their parents.
Yes, correct.
Other than that, in my opinion, if I am
How about from a nation view? If you were to talk about from a greater scale in a nation, let's say you are the prime minister or you are one of the higher ups, what you want to do to help the country to prevent all of this issue?
yes, I think that if I am the prime minister or the authorities,
Yeah.
I will
Establish some sort
I
of
will-
technology, maybe.
I will establish some sort of technologies or spread the awareness
Yes.
to the public and especially students to so that they can aware to avoid doing vandalism by spreading posters or especially in social media, since the authorities have official Instagram account or
Yes.
TikTok, so that that can spread
Awareness.
easier
Yeah, spread awareness easier.
and fast.
Yes.
I think you can add more. I'm not about the government enforce the law about the vandalism.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about we do fine? Let's say if we caught someone doing vandalism, I think the authorities should fine them on the spot. Like you doing vandalism. How about if they got caught by the authorities or the police? We fine them about 500 ringgit or even 1,000 ringgit. So that's their action will no longer be repeated. Let's say if we caught someone and he always do that and his reaction is that I'm stressed out, I do this because I stress, and we find him 500 ringgit, he will no longer stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that so that the doers will regret their
Yeah.
doings, since it cost them a lot, like 500 ringgit. Who wants to pay that
Yes.
much,
Some
right?
of them didn't have that.
Much money because they
Yeah.
come from the lower community, right?
Yeah, true.
But we must also note that the higher community, or not the higher community, inside a community they have this low income people and high income people. They have this view that high income people will judge and look down on these low income people because it is something that is normalized inside a society. What is your opinion on that?
I don't have opinion on that. Maybe Amna have some.
I think it's that we must change that stigma inside everyone because everyone is the same.
Yes.
Even if you depressed or not, we must talk to everyone.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Because by confess
By
our
confess.
problem to someone else, we can decrease the pressure towards ourselves,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yes, by confessing their problems, so that they won't feel stress and add pressure.
Yeah, so we just mentioned about the pressure everyone have by doing vandalism and the effort to stop vandalism, and the what we can do to avoid vandalism. But now let's talk about how about the effect vandalism have on our country that has affected our country. Let's talk about maybe tourism first, and then let's talk about the problem we face, and then let's talk about what we can really achieve by implementing all of this. Let's talk about tourism first. So let's say if people come to our country and see our country is very, very vandalized by all of these teenagers, what would they think?
they won't find our country interesting at all.
Yeah, they will
Yeah.
find our country like
They
very
will
bad.
obviously they will make it viral, so that people
Mhm.
which will affect our economy, since people won't come to our country
Yeah.
because of the bad
Bad sides of-
bad
Appearance of our country that have shown to them.
Yeah. So after that, let's talk about the view that people have right now on our country. Right now, Malaysia is not that bad, I think, in terms of vandalism, but it is getting worrying because let's see in big cities such as Alor Star or even Penang here, we don't really see the activity of vandalism happen. But let's go deeper into the places such as village in rural area. We'll often see when we walk and when we ride our motorcycle or car, there will be this signboard that were very vandalized.
Yes. They will spray it with painters.
Yeah.
I think the government need to organize a trip to go to the rural area
Yeah.
so they can
Identify the problem.
identify the problem and also educate the
The-
person who involved in that action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the greatest effort that our Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim right now has done is that he helped every school that were vandalized by all of his students by repairing the toilet and then helping to clean all of this environmental thing in school. So I think that is one of the great thing that Malaysia has done in terms of preventing vandalism. So
Yes. That. So.
so
You want to talk? Okay.
so anyone want to add more regarding probably solution, impact, or factor? Can add a little bit more.
So, what if we choose one best solution to best
Maybe
solution?
not one, two, or
Oh
above,
yeah, we
right?
can do that. Yeah.
I think that counseling is the best solution
Yes.
since the student can express their
Feelings.
problems, feelings, and emotions so
Yeah.
that they won't keep it to themselves. What about you?
I think I do disagree with that. I think campaign is one of the best effort because by doing campaign, we spread awareness to everyone. If counseling, just at school, at school. Even if at outside of school, probably hospital, at hospital. But if we spread awareness through television, social media, radio, news, and everything, everyone can hear that. So, how about you, Siha?
I am agree with both of the idea
Yes.
because both of that have their own advantage towards our society.
Yes.
So both of them are good. But for me, I think the solutions that government that work for the government is the campaign to remove the graffiti
Oh,
around
yes.
the wall.
Cleaning the city and
Yeah,
so on.
yeah, cleaning the city.
So that other people won't do the same since they don't have the imaginations.
And if they do again, we will fine them. Like we said, we establish law where if you do gravity or kicking all the dustbin or something, scattering the place, we fine them 500 ringgit, things like that. So I think that is
So that they won't repeat the same thing.
yeah.
I think that is
So we all have mentioned all of that. So now, out of all of three of us, which one should we really took into the notice that are the best way for family, institution, school, society, nation that we can take to eliminate all of this vandalism problem? What do you guys think out of all of these three that we just list
I
out?
think it is all started from family institutions
Yes.
because we all grown up by
Our parents.
by our parents. So
Yeah.
as a parents play a
Significant role.
important role towards their children to
Yes.
raise their children in a proper way.
Yes, since parents have to educate their children
Yes.
since they were baby. Since they were a baby.
Yeah. And at school, principal, teachers, and counselor is the one that play the role to educate the students. And how about in society, Siha?
Society, as a society, we can if we saw someone that do
perform
the
vandalism.
graffiti, yes, performing the vandalism, we need to take an serious action towards them, because if we didn't do nothing,
Yes.
it will lead to increasing of vandalism in our society.
In terms of nation, I think we all should work together. Every institution should work together as a team to eliminate this action that are so cruel and so
Bad
so bad.
influence.
Yeah, contain bad influence to our country. So out of all of the things that we mentioned, I think we should really choose campaign as a way, because campaign as a whole start from the family institution and go all the way to nations. So I think by doing campaign, we can spread awareness throughout all of the institution. You guys agree with me?
Yes,
I
I
agree.
completely agree with you.
I agree that nation and society have to work together in
Yes.
order to in order to in order to
Prevent
prevent vandalism
from
in,
happening.
from happening in our country.
Yeah, we cannot stop it fully, so we stop it step by
Slowly,
step.
yes.
Yeah, slowly.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Probably a last advice or word by Siha before we wrap all of this up. Anything?
Mm, so, as a future teacher soon,
Yes.
we need to play an important role to teach our future students about this vandalism. So, by this action, it can prevent our next generation to um, uh,
Prevent the next generation to get corrupted by this mentality of destroying everything.
yeah, true.
Yes.
So I think that's all
Yeah.
from us.
That's all from us. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's prevent vandalism.
Vandalism.